No one wants to do hip stretches all day, every single day. Today's movements are some of my favorite ones for keeping my hips healthy and feeling good. And since they also use strength and control, they actually teach your body how to use your hip mobility more efficiently for sports and other activities. All right, let's get into it. Now this is the twisting bear, and I start this from the A-frame. I twist my body and then I drop my hips towards the ground. I'll perform 5 pulses and then hold that in range position. Now the cool thing is depending on that day, you can hold this for 5 seconds all the way up to 20 seconds. Really, it depends on what you need that day. And don't think that you need to get your hips to the ground. No, I want you to focus on what's going to be good for you. Each day can be different, and that's perfectly fine. Now make sure that you're, of course, doing both sides, and always make sure that I go back into the A-frame before I switch to the opposite side. Now this is the long leg monkey, and I want to get into a squat that's going to be good for me. And so from this position, I perform a regular monkey and I extend my leg as far out to the side as I can. Now I'm not going to just try and drop down as far as I can. I use 5 pulses to slowly help me into expanding that in range, and then I can hold that position before I transfer over to the opposite side, long leg monkey. Now this is the Sumo Frogger, and the goal here is actually to focus on being able to open our feet as wide as we can. Now in the beginning, I actually don't go super wide. I just find a position that allows me to start going in and performing some pulses, about 5 pulses before I go in and hold that in range position. Then I'll perform 1 more of these Froggers, gradually opening up my legs wider and wider. Don't think that you need to drop all the way down into this squat. The wider you place your feet, the more difficult it will actually be to get deeper into that squat. But the cool thing is by focusing on this, you're really going to work on opening up the hips and improving your mobility. This is the 3-point bridge, and I'm going to start this from a squat that's good for me. You might not be able to squat all the way down, and that's fine. You can just get into this bridge position from a squat that's good for you. Now reach back behind, really focus on extending the hips up into the air. That's really the main focus here. Yes, you are going to get a nice stretch in the shoulders as well, but as I said, really bring the focus to the hips. That's what we're after, and trying to open things up. Pulsing into the movement about 5 times, and then you can hold that bridge. Make sure that you go to the opposite side. I like to go back into the squat before I go into the opposite side. And once you practiced each of those movements, you can put it all together, and that's really the beauty about this. And so what I'll do is I'll start off in this twisting bear, hold it a little bit, I'll go to the opposite side, thread my leg so that it places me into a squat and sets me up nicely for this long leg monkey. Perform that on both sides, and then transition into the Sumo Frogger. And by the way, there's no exact way that you have to do this. What I actually suggest is to explore, going from the twisting bear into the long leg monkey, into that Sumo Frogger, and then finishing up with the 3-point bridge. Find some different ways that you can go in and out of these positions. As well, it doesn't have to go in this order. This is just one way that I think is a great example for you to start exploring, so that you can start finding some new ways and work in different positions that are going to be good for you. So there you have it. There are 4 moves that you can scale to your level that are going to help keep your hips healthy and feeling good.